We're going to talk a lot about this next week. Tuesday's Klay Day, the return of Klay Thompson, four-time champ, three-point sharpshooter. He's playing well with the Dallas Mavericks. You played with Klay Thompson. You spent time with him in Africa over the summer. Feels like he's in a great headspace. We won't get into how he left or whether the team, all that stuff. But just to see him happy and getting buckets in Dallas, it's a good thing. He loves basketball again, apparently.
I mean, Klay Thompson, one of the questions I asked him is, what do you expect this season? He just said joy. Like, I just want to go back to having fun playing the game. And for Klay, that's a dangerous Klay for the NBA. If it's a guy who's just coming out there, just focus on getting shots, and then you have Luka and Kyrie breaking the defense down, kicking it to Klay on the corner, that is incredible. So it just seems like that's a great, perfect fit for what Klay Thompson brings to the table. And I've called this from the beginning. I want to see a Warriors-Dallas Mavericks playoff matchup. Like,
I get it.
Like, I want to see
got it a couple years ago.
All the splash people going crazy at each other.
You might get it.
I mean, Kyrie
cousins,
and Klay with Luka.
With the way the Warriors are playing, you may see Phoenix and Kevin Durant. You may see Klay Thompson Tuesday night, but I think it'll be a celebration for Klay. Because, Shasky, we've taken a lot of calls.
Absolutely.
The rhetoric has been a little nasty, but I
He's
think
one
for
of the
one
greatest
night,
players to ever put on a Warrior uniform. 11 will be in the rafters. There'll be some sort of a statue. I don't know if it'll be all of them together. I'm not sure how they're going to break that down. I mean, he's, in a way, he's like the Dwight Clark of the Warriors in terms of how people relate to him and love him. He's an all-time legend.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of things we talked about, Steph, on-court excellence, very similar with Klay Thompson.
Absolutely.
You know, one of the most dynamic shooters of all time, easygoing.
Yes.
Look, this guy's a Hall of Fame player. And I remember years ago, Steve Kerr said, he's not low maintenance, he's zero maintenance. Zero. So easygoing, Southern California. I mean, the guy did everything the right way. He really did. And did it with joy. I think he let last few years let people into his life a little bit more, right? But he's true to himself. You know, he's not one of those guys trying to be on media. Klay's just Klay. When you talk to Klay, you know exactly where he's coming from. You know what he's feeling. Fezzi would know better than me. They were teammates. But I've watched his entire career. I think he's done it with class and grace and dignity, and has played at such a high level. Still playing good basketball. We talked about Bonta all the time. You know, his last year, he averaged 18 points per game and shot 38% from the three.
Those are career numbers for most players.
Okay, so
that's a max right now for a lot of people.
We've just talked a lot about.
Look at Emmanuel Quickly's numbers.
Yes, we would put a roster together. You know, it's who you're playing with, who's beside you, what combinations you're with. Now, don't get it. You know, there's no confusion about the impact he's had on this organization and his impact when it's all said and done in the history of the NBA. So that's what's going to be celebrated. That's what should be celebrated. Anything else is just
noise.
It's just what do they call it?
Unnecessary.
Yeah, we'll just leave it at
Let's leave it at that.
I'm sure.